Yeah. First off, thank you so much for joining That What Bond Guy Beats. I know it's just a brand new series that I'm starting up on my YouTube channel, but thanks for working with my schedule and all that and taking time out of your day.
Hey, any chance to talk to a Bond fan is perfect for me.
Yeah, and I'm particularly a huge fan of you. I'm so thankful for being able to sport this every day and you know, promoting your channel and what you do and all your content is pretty awesome. And I look up to you and hopefully one day be able to be as successful and as fun as you are. You know, you obviously have so much knowledge and you have been able to give me a lot of insight in the bond world. So thank you for that and thank you for everything that you do, my friend.
Well, you're more than welcome, and it's great to talk to, like I said, another fellow Bond fan, especially someone who's just getting into it as young as you. So anything I can help you with, I'd be more than willing to give you any expertise I have.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. So yeah, the nature of this show is just getting to know each other. I mean, I did one with Joe Darlington, and then I did one with Harris Thomas. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with each other, which is pretty cool. And so I just thought, hey, I want to reach out to you, and I do the same thing. So let's see. One of my first questions is kind of a basic one. What started it off for you? Like what? Okay, first, what was your first Bond film that you've ever seen, and also what gave you the kick to get into this Bond lifestyle?
Well, I've always been a Bond fan since as long as I can remember. I remember way back, I'm a little older than you. They would be Sunday night movies, and there was a Bond movie playing. I didn't know who it was. I remember my parents saying, "Tonight we're going to let you watch a James Bond movie," and they're telling me all about he's a secret agent. He's got a license to kill. They call him 007, and I'm like,
Right.
"Sign me up!" And I think that was The Man with the Golden Gun. I
Okay.
think that was the first one I saw. I still have that very first novel my father gave me, which was From Russia with Love. I
Right.
still have that in my bookcase back here. And I've just been a fan forever. It's always been part of my life. I think once the internet kind of kicked up and they were looking for a Pierce replacement, I started following it a lot even more because it was there because it wasn't there before kind of thing. And I really kind of got into it. And when Daniel Craig kind of made it his own role, that just kind of brought it to the top, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That was, and my story that I've been telling everybody is that, I got into it. It kind of started with the Kingsman franchise, which is funny because, Kingsman is a newer franchise. But, I watched the movies and I was obsessed with it back in when they came out in 2014, the first one.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, have you ever watched a Bond film? Because this is exactly what they're trying to, it's like a spin off of it. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. So I remember, and it's so hard for a lot of, I think, people my age watching the newer films and then kind of going back to watch the older ones because they see how action packed the newer ones are. So I thought, I'm going to start off with the very first one, and I watched Doctor No, and it was just like that. It just clicked in, and I was like, oh my god, this is what I've been missing this whole entire time. And so that's when everything started, and I kind of got the whole like collecting and getting memorabilia stuff from Kingsman already, and it was something I really enjoyed. So I knew that James Bond would be another outlet to kind of express how my style, whether it's clothing or location wise, because and it also kind of promoted me to figure out what I wanted to do in my life. And right now, I'm going to school to become a commercial airline pilot. That's my goal. Not only because it's I love flying and seeing new places, but aviation has been in my family for a couple of generations. So I just thought I'd keep up with the tradition. Um, but yeah, obviously I know you like to do different things. I love your trivia Thursdays. They're so much fun. But what's your favorite aspect of James Bond? If you could pick one thing that has impacted you the most, what would it be?
Boy. I guess probably the whole lifestyle aspect of it,
Mhm.
being able to drive the best cars, have the best meals, the best drinks, the best women, know how to handle yourself in any situation.
Yep.
Probably something like that. But I have to ask you a question.
Oh, sure.
So you said Kingsman is how you got into it. And you started at the very beginning at Dr. No, or did you watch Daniel Craig first?
I watched Doctor No first, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
and so what do you think of Dr. No? Did you watch all of them so far?
I've watched all of them, and then I decided to watch them all again because I got the a Blu-ray set, and it was really perfect timing because there was a local kind of like a Blockbuster store, but they called it Dimple Records where I'm from, and they had all the box sets of every single movies or shows you could think of, but they were closing, so they were having sales, and I was like, okay. Let me go see if there's any 007 box sets so I can have all 24 movies with me. And they had it. I mean, originally it was like $100, but I got it for 75, something like that. And I just binge watched all of them in Blu-ray. And I can't tell you how much, how the difference in quality just makes it a whole new experience. So I watched every single one all over again. And I really am glad that I did it that way because I was able to it kind of built up. The action kind of built up over the years, and I got to see the difference between the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then all the way into the 2000s. So we're kind of glad that I did it that way. So
That's cool. And so the Roger Moore ones are kind of closest to Kingsman. Did you like those a lot?
I really liked Roger Moore. To me, he's one of the most entertaining Bonds. And just the way that the outfits that he was put in, some of them were really cool, and the color combinations. I always try to jot down what kind of color he was wearing on either the suit or the shirt, and kind of make up my own outfits like that. But obviously, right now, being a broke college kid, I get all my clothes from the thrift store. But I think that's one of the coolest things too, because you can find a lot of cool things at the thrift store, kind of like the vintage stuff.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's a little bit closer to what they would have wore back in the 70s and 80s. So that's another aspect I like is the clothing aspect, and me and Harris Thomas were talking about that as well because he's into clothing, and so I mean, like you said, I agree with you on the lifestyle part. How to take care of yourself in certain situations. Because of James Bond, I feel like I've grown a little bit more because I used to be extremely shy. But now watching and kind of learning different things and different aspects of who he is kind of
Hey,
broke me out of my comfort zone
I like that.
and helped me get to certain places that I normally wouldn't have gotten to. If that makes sense.
It does. Completely.
So next question. Well, you kind of answered a little bit, but what made you want to actually like start up social media and get on Instagram and start up? Because I know it takes dedication, as Joe Darlington told me. It takes dedication to be able to post on a consistent basis and just being able to figure out all the new information, find good sources, and all that. So, what made you want to get on social media and go from there?
Well, I was actually already doing it under just my regular name and under my profile. And
Okay.
then I think it was after one of the New York events I went to that David Zaritsky formed. And I thought of it like, why don't I just channel all that into a separate page for Instagram, and I just started doing that. I thought of the in the middle of working out actually, and I'm like running through different names, like is that one taken? Is that one taken? And so then I just started doing it, and I've only been doing it since May, and it's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Like I just do like I don't try to limit it to anything. I just do whatever I feel like because there's so much there. It's just a lot of fun. And if it wasn't fun, I wouldn't do it. It's like it's not like a job, so it's not like I feel like I have to do something. I do it because I want to do it.
Yeah. And that's awesome, and that's the thing with me is like we were talking about what's it going to be like after the movie ends, after No Time to Die ends. And a lot of I've heard from different podcasts and stuff that many of the accounts that are just trying to get onto the hype and maybe just doing it to get followers or to pass time are going to probably end up going away, kind of falling out. But for me, I think because I'm actually going to London this summer to study abroad for a month, so I'll be over there. I'll be living with the family, and I'm going to be doing as many Bond locations as possible, along with the original itinerary that they have. So I'm excited for that, and I want to be able to showcase that on my account as well. Show my journey through different Bond locations, go to the different stores and all that. Um, so I think once the movie is over for me, I think I'm just going to continue doing what everyone else is doing, and I think it's just showing my version of my Bond journey, my Bond lifestyle per se. Just because, like you said, it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's something that I want to do.
No, that's a good idea. We're actually going in April. A bunch of our friends are going for the premiere. I mean, we can't get into the actual premiere, but just to be there when the movie opens is going to be pretty incredible.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I know there's going to be a couple events coming up pretty soon. I know next month there's going to be a concert in Toronto. Are you going to be there as well,
You
or?
know, some of my friends are going there, but I just got back from Florida, and like I said, we're going to London, so we're trying to keep
Yeah,
it a little real, you know.
yeah. I was gonna head over actually, because my father is he works for the airline, so we have the benefits of being able to fly without
Oh,
having to pay for airfare, which is perfect when I want to go to different locations or get out of town or something. But I was planning to go and join everyone for Gatherall. I really was going to, but at that moment, I really couldn't find hotel accommodations, and then it would have been a lot. I would have had to take in money that I've been saving for my study abroad London trip. So I decided, I better just wait, save up as much as I can, so when I do go to London, I can make it worth my while, and go to different stores and not have to worry about that aspect. So it was kind of a sacrifice, but I think at the end of the day, going to where Bond was born and everything is going to be a lot exciting, and being able to showcase that is going to be really fun. And I might need to hit you guys out for some locations to make sure I get it right, But
definitely.
I'm super excited for that, and it looked like Gallery was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was really great. A lot of the guys I known, a lot of the guys I'd only known on social media, and some of the people I've never seen before. So it was a great experience. I think they're doing it again next year too. It went over so well. Everybody in the community is so cool, easy to talk to, no egos. It was a lot of fun. I
Right.
mean, we were there the whole time. My wife had a blast as well. So, maybe next year you can go.
I'm planning on it, and honestly, that's one of the greatest thing about the Bond community is that I feel like it's everyone. uh, more often than not, there's a lot of good people in the Bond community. A lot of people that from what I can see, is you guys have formed great friendships, and I hope that I can be a part of that someday as I grow in the Bond world. But that's one thing that I really have that has attracted to me is this group of people who have a love for a certain person and a certain franchise, just getting together and just it's like something. It's like our guilty pleasure. We're able to go out and
Yeah.
be ourselves. And we could. The best thing about this is we are ourselves, and that's one of the coolest things for me. Is because when I first also learned about Bond and everything, it was at a time where I was really, most of my friends were going separate ways because they were going to college and high school was ending and all that, and I really wanted something to be a part of that I meant something to, and finding this community for me has impacted me so much so that, I feel so much better about myself and everything because, there's people I talk to, there's people that enjoy the same thing that I do and enjoy listening to me ramble on about James Bond stuff. So um, I'm really thankful for that aspect of it. And yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for what the future has to come. And speaking of the future, what are you most excited about when it comes to the future of 007? Whether past once all this No Time to Die stuff is over, what are you looking forward to, or what do you want to see from the franchise?
Well, right now, I just cannot wait for this movie. I saw the trailer. The trailer was amazing. I don't want to see any more trailers. I've seen enough. I
Yeah.
just want to see the movie. I'm honestly not even thinking past that right now.
Okay.
Daniel's probably my favorite Bond. I
Hmm.
think Sean Connery was the best, but I think Daniel might be my favorite. So I'm going to be sad to see him go. So I just really want to see the movie. I want to go to London. We're going to have a great time. And then it'll probably just be following in the press to see who's going to be the new Bond. I personally hope it's Aiden Turner, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, yeah, that's a kind of a cool thing to talk about real quick. Then the next Bond, there's a lot of talk about, and I know mine is, I know it's far fetched and everything, but I think it'd be kind of cool to see Taron Egerton. He's a very young guy, just because of the whole Kingsman thing. I'd love
Right.
this. But then again, I said the same thing because I was into Doctor Who for a little bit. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen it, but I know about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole thing about different doctors, new doctors. I thought he would be pretty cool as another doctor too. But then again, that's just because I saw Kingsman first. I thought he was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Everything that's happened the past couple of days with the music department, seeing that Hans Zimmer is in, and I mean, I did a little quick blurb about it last night. But and then Billie Eilish. I'm 1 year older than she is, which just goes to say, and I don't know much about her. I mean, I know a lot of my, peers have talked about her and they know who she is and they say, oh, her music is great. And I have no idea because I listen to oldies, I love to listen to music from the 50s and 60s and all that.
Oh, wow.
So that's my thing. So I have no idea of what or who or what her style is or who she is. But I trust that the people at Young picked her for a reason, and I think it's just going to be interesting to see what she does with this whole legacy of James Bond and the musical aspect of it. So
Yeah. I've been listening to a few of her songs on YouTube, and
hmm
she has kind of a haunting, kind of
yeah,
soulful voice, which is really intriguing because I thought when I heard young artist, I was thinking nothing against like artists like Taylor Swift or Beyonce, but they're kind of um, I don't know, it just didn't have like that soul to it. And her stuff seems kind of interesting, where I think we might actually get something pretty cool.
yeah. I heard I know her most popular song right now is I think it's called Bad Guy or something like that. And the way that she sings and her style that I listen to, I could actually hear it in a Bond theme.
Hmm.
With the right musical accompaniment with nice orchestral piece that or even if it's a little electronic, I don't know. I'm more of the traditional, like I like a orchestra and I like hearing
Yeah.
instruments of a person. But it would be interesting because she has a modern voice, but comparing that with an old-fashioned, orchestra would be, I think, pretty cool to listen to. And it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me, her voice kind of reminds me of the themes. I think it was um, Tomorrow Never Dies. That theme kind of sounds it's kind of similar with the voices.
Yeah, I
Okay?
can see that.
Um, I mean, and it's not as like huge as like the Casino Royale intro with I forget his name, but that was one of I listen to that song every time I work out just because it kind of pumps me up. But it's not gonna be as loud and as fast paced as that. So we're definitely probably gonna be going into more of a serious and a slower, kind of a darker song, most likely, just based off what her voice and her
Right.
style is. So, like I said, I'm interested and excited to see what's going to come up. And the same goes for Hans Zimmer. I mean, we know he's known for a lot of good reasons, and so I'm just excited to see what he does with the whole James Bond thing.
Yeah, I agree. I saw your video on it too, and I think we were in the same mind. Where the
Yeah.
guy's so talented, he knows what he's doing. He's not gonna bring Batman music to James Bond. It's gonna be James Bond music.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be really good.
Oh yeah. Um, Now, your opinion. What's for the younger Bond fan, for someone who is getting into it, is it better to get into the books or is it better to get into the movies? What do you
Ah, see, that's a great question. I love the books. I have all the books. I have them all on MP3. MP3. I listen to them in my car, like on the way to work and stuff. I don't really listen to the radio. If I'm not listening to podcasts, I'm usually listening to the novels,
Mhm.
because it's like what you can do in between the movies. A lot of times I would go to the movies and I would enjoy the movie, but I would be like say Die Another Day. That started out really good, and then the
Mhm.
Invisible Car came in. Then I'm like, it's like because I was always a big, huge fan of the books. which is probably why I like Daniel a lot because they're a lot more like the books. Where in the books he bleeds, he ends up in the hospital a lot. He doesn't get the girl in Moonraker. I mean,
Hmm.
as a younger fan, whatever you enjoy. I mean, there's no rules. It's just it's an entertainment medium. So just find whatever you like.
Yeah.
Have you read any of the books? I mean, there's
Yeah,
even
I have Casino Royale, and then I also have For Your Eyes Only, and I think Goldfinger. And I'm reading all. I'm kind of jumping from the book to book. I'm almost done with Casino Royale, and I just started Goldfinger. But I'm also into like the. I also got the Shaken, the books about the cocktails, and then
oh
also
yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Darlington's.
Well, you're not old enough to drink yet.
Sorry.
You're not old enough to drink yet.
Oh, I know, but it'll give me pretty when I am older, and when I go to London, I can actually, I'll be able to sound. It'll be fun, but um, yeah, I mean, I love the books because it's just one thing with books is that you're able to kind of make your own. You can make Bond sound like what you want in your head a little bit when you read it, or you can have your own imagination go when you're reading it. And that's why I really like books. I mean, that's why I like books in general. But like you said, I totally agree with you that it's a medium for you to have between movies. And I think my personal opinion is that I think you can intertwine them. Go watch a movie and then read a book. And it not only does it is it good entertainment, but it helps you with your Bond knowledge if you really want to get the details in it and shoot maybe one day write a book on your own like a fan book or something like that. But I think both are equally awesome and pretty fun.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have a book collection of all the Fleming books, and then I just read the first chapter of what was that one I posted about it. It was Anthony Horowitz is
Oh yeah, yeah. The newest one,
I think the new what was it?
Forever and a Day.
Forever and a Day. That's what it was.
That's
I read the
that's
first chapter
great.
and I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was in
007 is dead.
right, and then right at the end it's like we got to call a new guy, and his name's James Bond. I was like, whoa, that was so cool. That was really good. I want to purchase and read that book as well, and just have a collection. Um, but let's see. Okay, here's a good one. Brand wise, what is one of your favorite like clothing brand, something merchandise that 007 has, did a collab with? What
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what's one of your favorite?
Well, this right here is the Orla Bar Brown.
Okay,
I'm sorry, no, this is the N Peel. I'm sorry, this is the N Peel from Skyfall.
cool.
I love the Orla Bar Brown stuff. My Barbaro jacket, I love that. Um, I probably wear Sunspell the most because when it's warm out, I wear polos all the time,
Hmm.
and I have a bunch of those. And Billy Reed, although Billy Reed's more of a Daniel Craig brand than a James Bond brand, but I kind of like them all. I just got the Rogue Territory jacket. Have you seen that one? From the
Okay.
trailer. That's
Yep.
pretty cool. That's going to be a regular in the rotation, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Um, yeah. I've seen most of your posts about all the clothing that you get, and um, I can tell that you like all of the brands, and I think they're equally as fun, because just having something that is dedicated to Bond and something that is really well made, and to say, oh yeah, that was in the movie, and I had that is pretty cool, and I think that's one of the fun
yeah, it's
aspects.
very cool.
Yeah. And I mean, there's a few things. The only thing that I have that is from NPL are the gloves. I was able to save up and
Oh
get the
yeah.
gloves because I mean, a lot of the NPL and Oliver Brown they're luxury items, of course, and most college kids aren't able to afford like one thing after another. But I was able to actually save up, and right when they released because they sent me a link through my email that allowed me to get first dibs on the gloves or any other items. So I remember staying up that Wednesday night, and right as midnight hit, I got the gloves, and I was so excited, and having them, um, delivered, and the packaging was super cool. I still have the packaging displayed up in my collection just because I'm like
Oh
that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but no, yeah, it's something really cool to have, and I think my next purchase I want to save up for are gonna be the Snowden glasses from Spectre, the Tom Ford ones, just because I really love the style, and I want to get something like that. And I'm starting out with my collection on things that I'm going to use pretty much on an everyday basis, if not every other day, just so it's just I get it and it just doesn't sit in the closet. But as
Okay.
I'm able to get more things, then I can branch out and get more stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, just because at the same time I'm trying to still save for my study abroad trip. But yeah,
Well, it's funny you should say that about the Snowden glasses, which are incredible sunglasses. I love the sunglasses. I have them all. I'm addicted to sunglasses.
Mhm.
I actually happen to have a second pair that is just sitting in my drawer that I think I might be mailing to California after this interview.
Are you serious?
They're just sitting there, man. I'd rather
No,
give them
man,
to you
you
than have
can't
them
do
sitting
that,
there.
bro. Are you serious? You can't. This is too.
Yeah, yeah, no, man. Save your money for something else. That's way you can buy something else.
That is, wow. You just literally made my whole month. Can't believe that. Wow. That okay. I have to do something for you because you've already given me two things. You gave me this
It's
awesome
fine. I
trip.
don't need anything.
I promise I will get you back one
I
day. Don't
I
worry.
don't need anything. This is just to pass it on is enough.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Wow. Well, what a what an awesome twist to put into the thumbnail. Now there we go. But that's I love this. This I didn't even know. This is the great thing about the Bond community. And I love how we're always there for each other. And again, it couldn't have come at a more perfect time because I needed this as an individual personally because a lot of my, like I said, people were leaving and things were happening, and I'm getting my feet wet in college and all that kind of stuff. And this is perfect because it's an outlet that I can go to when I need to, and it feels really good. So I just want to say again, thank you for being part of this community and being such a huge inspiration of mine and all of that.
Well,
Uh,
thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
yeah, and that like on my closing notes here, I just want to tell everybody, please go follow James Bond Classified. He's one of the best out there, and he will always let you know what's going on, keep you up to date with all 007 stuff. Um, and yeah, Jay, thank you so much again for
You're
everything
welcome, Chris.
and spending time with me a little bit. So I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I look forward to talking to you soon, my friend.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything. All right.
All right. We'll see you at Gatherall next year.
Perfect. I will see you there. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye bye.